lord, this is Lady Holloway."
"It is a pleasure to meet you, my lord." Her generous lips rose in a smile. In the past, he would have immediately returned her look for one of his own, and made an arrangement to meet in a more secluded place. But his hunting instinct didn't press him the way it used to. Perhaps that was the reason he'd decided to wed. He bowed.
"The pleasure is mine."
Lady Wall indicated the other two matrons in the carriage.
"I trust you remember Lady Jersey and Lady Sefton?"
"Naturally." Fritz bowed again, and they exchanged greetings.
"Ladies, I hope I find you in good health."
"And you, my lord." Lady Sefton inclined her head. As the landau moved forward, Fritz scanned the verge. He saw the one lady he had not wished to see, Lady Dory Calthorpe, daughter of the Marquis of Huntingdon, and his mistake, strolling with 4 other ladies. He'd behaved badly toward her last season, though not on purpose. For too long he thought they would be a good match, but the more he grew to know her, and her strengths and desires for her life, the more he was convinced marrying her would be a horrible mistake. But instead of finding a way to tell her, he'd fled London and returned to Littlewood, his main estate. And now it was too late to attempt to explain his panic, if he'd even had the words. After taking a breath, he let it out slowly. He might as well get this over with. Fritz just hoped she didn't give him the cut direct. Riding over to the group, he gave her his friendly smile.
"Lady Dory, well met."
The smile she returned was strained, and her eyes were hard.
"Lord Littleton, I did not know you were in town."
"I arrived yesterday."
If looks could kill, he'd be lying on the ground bleeding.
"Have you been in town long?"
"Long enough." Her words were clipped. She turned to the other ladies and made an elegant gesture toward him.
"On the subject of gentlemen who appear eligible and are not, permit me to introduce to you Lord Littleton."
Damn and blast it. He fought to maintain his amiable countenance. She was obviously going to do her best to ensure he didn't have an easy time finding a wife.
"My lord, Lady Adeline Wivenly, Lady Augusta Vivers, Miss Featherton, and Miss Stern."
He forced a smile, and made what he knew was a stylish bow.
"Ladies, it is a pleasure to meet you. I hope you enjoy your time in the metropolis."
Miss Stern gave him a hard look. Had Lady Dory already blackened his name to her friend? Lady Augusta was polite but unaffected, as if she did not care one way or the other if she met him. Miss Featherton had narrowed her eyes, as if assessing his worth as a human being. That was disconcerting, but it ran in her family. He knew her older brother and sister. Then there was Lady Adeline. She just stared at him with considering, soft grey eyes that shone like silver. Curls of gleaming, dark, honey-blonde hair framed her face. She was utterly entrancing. Immediately, he wanted to know what she was thinking. As if she realized she should not continue to look at him, she dropped her gaze, and thick brown lashes fluttered to her cheeks, drawing his attention to her straight little nose and a light sprinkling of freckles. If only he'd met her in other company. Naturally, he could not help but notice her deep rose lips, and the fact that her bottom lip was just a bit plumper than the top one. His gaze dropped lower, and he sucked in a breath. Even her demure Spencer couldn't hide the bounty beneath. He could have licked his lips at the thought of her in an evening gown. Here was a lady worth getting to know. Fritz dragged his gaze back to Lady Dory, but was unable to maintain his smile in the face of her displeasure. Not that it mattered.